ये तो
इन डेप्थ, हाँ इन डेप्थ टाइप ये होते हैं, हाँ हाँ वो है, वही करना है.
इसके लिए तो छोटा है. लाइव.
And we are live on what is a nice rainy monsoon day in New Delhi, and because of that Vikrant has been kind enough to get some pakoras. And
just perfect. 3 of them left.
We have a special guest coming.
One each for us. And who's the special guest?
So that will be a surprise for our viewers.
That will be a surprise.
That's a surprise. That's why this seat is empty.
But there's no surprise, you know.
Oh my God!
He has revealed everything. Just like he didn't warn us before going live.
Sweta, yes, Sweta Singh, the very well recognizable face of Indian TV news, will be joining us.
And I don't know if any journalist would want that prefix, former sports journalist as well. I mean, she would not want to be called a former.
Why former? She could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But because she's covered cricket to the extent that, you know, she's done World Cups and she's been on tours. She of course can't be a mainstream sports journalist once again, but every now and then she can.
She can dabble.
Yeah.
She can dabble in sports. No, Sankalp Sahu, your wish is not fulfilled this time. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
We'll have more guests.
Very soon. Very soon.
We'll have more guests joining us on the platform. Jay Thakkar wants to know who won your yesterday's match. Good question.
Well, Jay, we lost the game
on the penultimate ball.
Penultimate ball, and by 2 wickets.
By 2 wickets.
The better team won. The better team won, and we were the second best on a day where we fought, and we fought hard. But yet, you know, while the other team was chasing 160 in 20 overs, they were 34 for 5 at one stage.
Yes.
And
from there on we lost.
Because they were the better team, they could win the game from there.
But good game. It's a good game.
Good game.
160 was, we batted first, we set a target of 160 and they chased it down in 19.4 overs. So with 7 down or 8 down? 8 down. 8 down. They were 8 down. So very, very, you know, close. Karthik is saying, speak about the FIFA ban. Karthik, we've done a special video on all the mess in AIFF. It's been uploaded today. So do check that out. You'll understand all the problems in Indian football. That video is already done. Meanwhile, I was just checking the dream that we gave and hope that we gave to a lot of people through Sports Today was that Sunil Gavaskar may meet for 20 minutes, and you kept saying you will have to go. That dream has been shattered.
Why?
That's because Virat is not in London.
Where is he?
He is in Paris.
Oh, so he's going to go back to...
we don't know.
No, of course, yeah. Come on, Nikhil. I thought maybe Virat has said, I don't want to...
No, that has not happened.
He's in Paris. He'll be in Paris for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days max.
We don't know.
Paris is hot. London is hot anymore.
40 degrees.
Yeah. So I'm sure it'll be like a trip that we guys make from Gurgaon to Ghaziabad. And he'll go back in a couple of days' time. London is his Gurgaon. Paris is his Ghaziabad.
Paris is one of the most romantic cities in the world.
Overrated. A bit overrated now.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like any other famous city in the world, it has its charm, but it becomes very hot in summers, and it's very expensive. Plus the language.
I was just.
I mean, 2 lovers can only talk to each other. That's it. So if they go to a local, it becomes a problem for them.
Okay, Tanveer Tadvi has a good point. He says, will Kohli go to Zimbabwe? And I know why he's asking that question.
What?
Tanveer, will Kohli go to Zimbabwe?
No, I don't think so.
No, there's a news report today. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay, so there's a news report today which has been reported by many platforms, many known cricket and news platforms, where they have quoted sources, as always.
The news got leaked. And then
yes, so that story says that maybe the selectors have told Virat that you will have to go to Zimbabwe and show your form and things like that.
Maybe that's the correct way.
Isn't that true, Saraj?
And a good opportunity for Virat to get runs. I mean, again, one years would be a good platform for him to get runs rather than straight away jumping onto the T20 bandwagon. I think if he does indeed go to Zimbabwe, where if you remember, you've been to Zimbabwe, you were on
The
that
infamous
tour. So most of the star players would go to Zimbabwe.
Oh yes.
They don't go anymore, but they used to then. And I would just say that a 50-over game in Harare or Bulawayo or wherever allows you that time, allows you an opportunity to get 100, get it off your back, and then go to the Asia Cup. Don't go into the Asia Cup, which is a T20 format, without any runs.
Yeah, and we have some personal things also that we would want him to go to Zimbabwe, and that personal interest is that when we go to the Asia Cup, then we get to see the informed Virat Kohli, na?
Exactly.
We don't want to go to the Asia Cup and not see.
India should be sure when they go to the Asia Cup that this is our plan A. This is the team that we're going to play in Melbourne on the 23rd of October. So on the 27th of August, a good 2 months before the main game against Pakistan in the World Cup, this is our plan B, plan A. And then maybe if something changes, if there are alterations, then you go to plan B. But I think on the 27th of August, you should have your main 11 ready. And that should be your priority number one.
Yeah. Rajiv Mishra is asking, what did you make of the fine win by Pakistan?
Adbhut?
No, it's not that. Adbhut. Or it could be him actually. He's a big cricket fan. He joined. He wants to know what about that scintillating win that Pakistan have registered.
Amazing win, because again, I think times are changing. The fourth inning chases now will not go by the script. So every fourth innings chase, we would call out stats and we would say, the record is like this, nobody's chased this much before. But I think times are changing, and I think one thing that I saw in Pakistan's approach yesterday, more so yesterday, was that they were not playing the fourth innings as you would play a fourth innings. Gaul is a good wicket to play your cricket on. It is never too easy for a batsman because the ball can swing, it'll seam, it'll help the spinners depending on the weather there. Pakistan were very positive. And Babar Azam is a wonderful player. I mean, there's no two doubts about that. Nikhil, he is one of the best in the world. Maybe in times to come, he will be the best in the world. What has changed for him is not only is he scoring runs, ensuring that his team is winning.
Yes.
Runs he would score earlier also. But now people will notice the fact that he's scoring runs and he's helping his team win. Something which Virat did for a long time. In test matches, in one-dayers, even in T20s. So if Babar is doing that, but their opener,
Abdullah Shafiq.
I mean, the kind of batting that you saw of him, you could never imagine that he's a youngster.
Babar was actually comparing him to Kane Williamson and all, and people were making fun of it earlier. But clearly he saw something in the youngster. That's why he was. But what a knock.
What a knock. I mean, to chase 340 plus in Sri Lanka against whatever attack.
Yeah.
Whatever attack. So that's what I'm saying, Nikhil. I think.
Is your mic on?
Well,
because some people are saying mic. It is. It is, no?
So I'll keep it here. So I think the fourth innings and all these things, I think it's going to change now.
Oops.
I think
it is changing.
The one big change now that we anticipate in Test cricket is that the fourth innings chases will not be as lopsided, as one-sided as we've been seeing for the last 140 odd years.
Why do you think that has happened? Why is it? Pitches are like that now.
See,
because pitches don't feel scary.
It may not happen in India. Because in India, the kind of pitches that you play on, they deteriorate.
Yeah.
Sri Lankan pitches are like the Caribbean pitches. Because of the humid weather, they are good pitches. They're slow turners. It's just that, it is difficult to play your shots on those
Please click
pitches.
on that, Saraj.
And I think it is the mindset. Nobody had been to the moon on the moon, but somebody went there for the first time. And I think what England perhaps did in the Birmingham Test match, it'll also be a lesson for the other teams. The self-belief. What Pakistan has done now will also be a lesson for the other teams. They will now think, yes, we can do it. It may not happen every time. It's not as if every 340 plus chase is achievable, but there'll be more chases which will be achievable. Rather than, we would always say that once in a blue moon you have such kind of chases, but I think it is going to happen more often.
Pakistan has done it in the recent past only a few times.
Oh yes.
So that is, we'll take a...
RJ wants to know from you, in the last 13 years, Virat has served India non-stop without breaks and never missed 2 games consecutively due to injury. Don't make his breaks
A big deal.
please.
Are we making a break? We didn't. In
No,
fact,
I think he's
you
gonna-
have been saying he deserves the break.
No, I wanted him to go and play in the West Indies in the T20s, because RJ, I do understand, and Kevin Peterson also said the same thing. Now it has been reinforced in England. I know Chandresh is so. Where was I? Yeah. So the breaks. It's not as if Virat has only been asking for breaks now, but it is his prerogative. It's a call that only he can take, and then while he takes the call to rest, he doesn't dictate the selectors or the captain to include him in the team. If he deserves to be in the team, only then he's in the team. So once he's back in the T20s, like you said, if the selectors have actually told him, Sweta, you're most welcome.
There, Sweta is here. See, people have been asking us, where is Sweta? Please.
So
we got to
No, I don't eat
pakoras as well.
So if the selectors asked him to go to Zimbabwe, Virat, and play the 3 ODIs before the Asia Cup, I think that is a good enough indication. That's a...
If they have asked him.
Did Gavaskar get his 20 minutes?
No, Nikhil.
I've given him breaking news just now.
Yeah.
That Gavaskar asked for 20 minutes, and we said, he was telling me, please book a flight ticket to London, because if we said it in an interview, you have to be there to film it when that meeting happens.
No, but I thought Vikrant would do it in 10 minutes.
No, but listen to the...
Then I was ready. I even
second half.
checked out the flight tickets.
Yeah, Chandresh sent him the flight
Tickets. But
I mean
then-
options. He sent him the options.
He did?
Huh.
Yeah, just the options.
Okay. Option.
And then we got to know today that Virat is not in London.
Where is he?
He's in Paris.
He was doing some bhangra with his...
Yeah, so
Fitness bhangra.
that's what I'm telling
That
him.
was not in
His
Paris.
base is London. It is like London is like what Gurgaon is to me. So Virat
And
has.
I would want to keep changing my London.
No, listen,
keep
man.
changing my
No.
Gurgaon.
See, he's
You are
gone.
places.
He's gone to Paris for a couple of days, or 3 days, or 4 days. Like
you can
from
go to
Gurgaon go to Ghaziabad.
Go to...
But he'll go back to
Go
Gurgaon.
to Gurgaon from
You come
Ghaziabad.
to Noida. You don't go to
Book a
Gurgaon.
flight to Paris.
No. Virat
For
will
2
go
weeks
back
of
to London.
money.
Virat will go back to London, and Sunny Bhai anyways is there. If you can't make it, please let
You
me
have
know.
a visa.
No, I have promised him.
You as in Nikhil.
If he can't go, then I will.
He has a visa.
But I have given him an offer, Sweta, wherein I have told him, if at all this meeting is going to happen, and because you were the one who got this from Sunny Bhai,
Exactly.
I told him, get him a super priority visa, which is
1 lakh.
1,05,000 rupees, and you get the visa the same day. I'll ensure that you get that visa.
Super chat.
Oh, you missed out on Love Karan Tour.
No, you missed out on the earlier super chat.
That's about Sandeep.
Yeah, Chandresh, please send it in the message. He's missed your
So, Love
super
Karan-
chat. There he sent it.
Acha, Love Karan
No,
Tour
let me read
wants
it.
to. No. You'll miss out on Love Karan also.
Love Karan Tour.
So 8 a.m. from New Orleans, and he wants to know on the opinion on Martin Crowe. He said he's not seen him play, but he's heard reviews on
When he used to bat.
one of the best batsmen ever.
Martin
Technically
Crowe.
correct,
Yes.
very intelligent, ahead of his times, and somebody who in the 80s and the 90s was the only Kiwi batsman who could take on the world.
Yes.
No, he took over the baton from
One or the older one?
He's the younger one.
Jeff is the.
Jeff was the older one. Jeff became the captain also.
Yes.
And
I like
Martin.
Jeff more.
And in fact,
But
Martin Crowe
was.
I like Jeff.
The Sweta, the
And
T20s that
eventually
you
Chris Kent.
T20s that you see now, again, it was a brainchild of Martin Crowe. He was always ahead of his time. And while people credit Arjuna Ranatunga for making Jayasuriya and Ramesh Kaluvartharna open in the 96 World Cup, do remember that in the 1992 World Cup, Martin Crowe as captain introduced Deepak Patel, the off spinner, in the first over, and he asked his middle order batsman Mark Great Batch to go and open and start hitting from the word go.
Who we met, both of them, and both of them were running a
No, but every day they would
Apple
bring-
Orchard.
Apple Orchard.
Yeah,
That's the story Vikrant came back with.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Great
Nikhil-
Batch and Martin Crowe.
Every
both had
day,
Apple.
every morning, Sweta, they would get boxes of apples for us.
No, Vikrant got when he came back from New Zealand, he got us the idea that perhaps we can go and settle in New Zealand
Yeah.
and we can pick apples.
Yes.
Because you make a lot of money.
You make the most money.
I don't want them. Why didn't you have something better? I thought
That is the most profitable.
to sports tak ke liye ho jata. I thought sports today had
But-
some.
but
some
Mr.
cakes.
My time is over.
Mr.
Tea and
Sportsler
cakes.
got it.
No,
Mr. Sportsler got it. Na Parag. He is the man.
I'm the man. Not the machine, but I'm the man.
So apple picking is a profession in New Zealand.
Yeah. How much do you earn?
We met some desis there who were picking up, and we spoke to them. They said, "They have good life, happy life.
Yeah.
You just pick apples every day. You
Yeah.
are. That's it." What happened? How we realized we were in the
Eventually
farm.
settle for it. Okay.
I loved the place when I went there in 2009. 15, it had changed a bit. It was more like, I mean, our lives.
Sanskar Saxena has asked me, how do you follow cricket, being one of the
By the way,
topmost and busy journalists?
you know what he said? You are not here.
Can I reply, Nikhil?
Not about you.
No, play, please.
Acha, chalo.
Because cricket is your passion. You don't follow it because you are being paid for it. Though there was a time in our lives that
We're still on. We're
Vikrant
still
and
on.
Nikhil still are paid for following cricket.
We get paid to play cricket also. This sports is like league.
So you need to love it. You would understand. Anybody who's here, who's joined us live, knows that for cricket you can do anything.
Yeah.
Yes,
For sports.
for sports.
Teaches us.
Yeah. And
life.
so what did he say? What did
He
say?
said that we had introduced to that Sweta will be joining us, and he said Sweta would not like it, but to be referred to as former sports journalist. But she is now, she doesn't have time. She does so many other things that once in a while she will still dabble with sports. But at one time she was a full-fledged out and out sports.
But that's true in a way. It's not a very happy thing to say.
Yes, I said that. No, I said Sweta may not be happy. But the fact is that she is a former sports journalist. Somebody who will cover sports. We will be on tours. We'll be in Melbourne. Hopefully, all three of us by the Yara.
UAE?
Amen.
UAE is the low-lying fruit.
Secondary, come on.
It is the low-lying fruit.
Before Australia comes.
No, that is a low-lying fruit.
We're looking at
That is like going to Ghaziabad, to Gurgaon.
Yeah, yeah.
Same.
And you know when you think of Melbourne, you Vikrant. As soon as we spoke about Melbourne, I was we should take a Yara River cruise.
Oh,
So
Then we-
yes, and that's a good idea.
I was there at a time when
No, she was the one.
you were already there on the tour.
7, 8.
The Monkey Gates
Oh.
thing.
She
And
went for the
I
ODIs.
landed in Melbourne the day the Australian Open was still on.
Ah.
So just you walk across the Yara River.
So
and
she
you
was
see
part
the
of that
Australian
famous
Open.
victory, the CB series.
CB series.
Not the
Sachin,
controversy, the victory.
the two finals.
Controversy happened before.
Controversy.
Yeah.
As soon as I landed, the controversy was over.
So I made that flame.
Cricket started, real cricket.
Rahul Java.
Rahul Java, real cricket started. Vikrant Baji, Rahul Java was saying, Shreyas Iyer has been badly exposed in every format. It's high time India should identify talent who can play under pressure. Iyer, Shaw, Samsung, Bihari are not worth investing in.
Really?
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
I think let's give him some more time.
Yes,
Look at the runs that he scored.
correct.
Don't just look at his failures or his weaknesses. He scored runs. He's got a test century. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of fond of
Yeah.
this boy, Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah. No, plus he will argue,
he has
if I was Shreyas Iyer, that okay, you are saying short pitch, but my numbers are fantastic. in all format. So if I have a weakness, everyone has a weakness, and if I can keep scoring runs with a weakness, why are you?
Even Virat has a weakness of 5 now.
Everyone, Rohit Sharma, everyone has a weakness or 5. You forgot my friend Chandresh Narayan.
Chandresh Narayan, yaar.
No,
He
I will not read
500
this
rupees on
because
that.
as usual he attacks me. So you.
What is your agenda?
No, today he's saying, look at his mean tweets that he.
Vikrant will have to wear his glasses. No?
Padi, do you agree that Naz is sounding like a statesman in his second avatar with India Today? Shout out to Cricket Chronicles, please. Oh, Cricket Chronicles.
Nikhil, brother,
I think Cricket Chronicles is very close to breaching the 2 million mark
take it.
on YouTube.
No, I'll take it.
Harshit Reddy.
And you must also understand, Chandresh, that he is not a spring chicken anymore. He needs his bread. He needs his butter. He needs his jam and the champagne.
Wait, take my super chat.
हाँ, वो ले लिया.
Where is the super chat?
We've
ले लिया ना,
this
ले
was the
लिया.
one.
Achha, this was the one.
Yeah.
No, because it had disappeared. See what happened? The higher amount to give, the longer your super.
And the dollars came in, so the rupees
Rupee was
just...
just like
Nikhil,
pushed.
brother, how about opening with Pant in ODI along with Rohit and KL Rahul and Surya to play at 4 and 5 because
KL will bat in the middle order and Shikhar is looking rusty, so Pant can open. I'd love all your thoughts, but what is interesting in Harshit Reddy's comment, he is just eliminated Virat Kohli. I'm thinking he's only talking about West Indies. Virat has taken rest. But I don't think they will do it. Though
I think Rishabh Pant is not part of the ODIs. Yeah, he's part of the...
He's part of the T20s.
But not the ODIs.
Yeah.
so Dipinder Singh,
Shweta ma'am...
we are three of his most favorite.
No, and there's another question. Somebody was asking Shweta
take
ma'am,
the
why don't
question,
you...
Shweta ma'am is in Ozone Sports Today, my 3 most favorite people on same platform.
Rohan Negi is sending you
Dipinder Singh
his hello from Brisbane.
Brisbane. Hello.
Brisbane!
So you can come over to Melbourne when we are there.
Yeah, 21st of October. Block the date.
Block the date.
Gaba is the only stadium where I feel it's not just intimidating for the players, but when you stand there in the center, you feel intimidated even as a journalist or a viewer.
Exactly. And the weather. Very challenging.
Absolute. Himanshu Agarwal say thank you, saying Shweta ma'am is looking very good. Please say thank you
Thank
to
you. Thank you.
Himanshu Agarwal.
Thank
She
you.
just bought this dress from Harrods. Huh? Selfridges.
I want to go to Melbourne because of DFO.
Shweta, this is an English channel.
Oh. So DFO, I
We'll go to Louis Vuitton
Come on.
and such stores.
Oh,
DFO
expensive.
on sports stuff.
Okay, DFO. I take it back.
Okay, Akash, just stop somewhere. Akash Bhatia wants to know, Shweta ma'am, your take on Virat Kohli and his form. Because we keep blabbering day in and day out.
Yeah.
People have had enough of us. They wants to know, Akash Bhatia wants to know your take. What do you think? Where does he stand?
Vikash is giving me love from Patna.
Oh,
Wait.
Not just me, all. So,
And you got about 1700 live people watching you.
Yes.
Which is a very, very good number. And I'm sure in this chat we're going to touch
All
2000.
English
perhaps
speaking,
everybody is here to
1700.
see if she can speak in English.
No.
Me too.
You anchor.
Anchor.
But
नहीं,
he
मैं
तो
तो
comes.
when I come here I go through the Rapidex dictionary and
Nowadays you don't.
I've got a teleprompter here wherein everything that I'm speaking is written, so I just
photos ले लेना इनके please about Virat. What do you think? He will go to the T20 World Cup? Should we leave him alone? Or what do you think?
I'm
Or too much pressure you're putting?
one of those who's a firm believer in what Virender Sehwag always used to say, that it's never bad form, it's bad time. He always spoke about himself. Now he's
He's
he
an
has
expert.
a
No,
completely
he-
different point of view.
but he now does say that it can be bad form, it can be bad time, and if the two combine,
Yeah.
it could also be a
Though I
fall
did
in
not
your
completely
class.
disagree with Virender Sehwag, though he was trolled badly for it, but I kind of found it funny what he had to say about Virat Kohli. So, but I feel if
But that
Virat
opinion
Kohli,
is changed now. Virender Sehwag.
he had to.
Oh.
You have to change
The
opinion
pressures
on
of social media. Ask her.
Yeah.
Ask her.
So I feel Virat Kohli, if he gives himself time, that is the only important thing here. If he gives himself time, then he'll bounce back. He knows how.
I think
to
Shweta also, the kind of stature that you have and the kind of benchmark that you've set. it's not as if only people like us or the fans expect something great out of you every time that you walk out. It is Virat Kohli also, and I think maybe he is putting a lot of pressure onto himself once he goes out to bat, and I think he is trying to challenge the Virat Kohli that he was. And I think in such situations, it is better to forget the Virat Kohli that he was and to bat normal. Because I know at times your ego can harm you, because you want to tell the bowlers that I am the same Virat Kohli, I'm still the boss. And I think if he's able to play a couple of hours and then 3 hours or 4 hours, this is how he's going to make runs.
Yeah. Sharan Vinakota wants to know, Asia Cup 20 overs or 50 over. Yuzi Chahal was not selected for West Indies tour. Why is he with the Indian team?
I think he's part of the one-dayers. He's not part of the T20s. He's been rested.
And Asia Cup is 20 overs. So that is your answer to your second question. Sahil Verma, the strange thing is that in 2019, our top three were our strength and our middle order was our weakness. Now it's the other way around. Do you agree? We spoke about it. That how maybe that last one-day match that happened was that passing of the baton. That, you know, your middle order is eventually giving you runs.
But isn't it a kind of thing that in Indian cricket it always keeps oscillating? Sometimes your top three are your strength, then suddenly middle of the tournament your middle order becomes your strength.
But Sweta, if the top three don't fire in the T20s in Australia, you're gone.
Yeah, you're gone.
Absolutely. Then you're gone.
And in one day also they'll have to step up for the next World Cup. I mean,
World Cup, I may not be very concerned right now, the 50-50, which I think India's got a very good side and they'll be playing at home. So these pitches will suit them, and your batsmen, because they know
just
how
take
to.
Screenshots, please, Saransh.
So what is this? Love Karantur.
Love Karantur. Your take on Umran Malik. Would he still be given more chance in the T20 as? Looks like we will just move on, and your 5 pacers for the World Cup. I think Umran for the T20 World Cup, I think
it's over.
Yeah,
I think so.
they've
so.
gone.
It was a wrong format to initiate him into international cricket, because for a youngster, getting hit for 15, 18, 20 runs can ruin your confidence.
Yeah.
And if he's quick, he's fast, give him the red cherry rather than the white ball.
And 5 paces for the World Cup?
Bumrah, I would take Shami, Bhuvneshwar, one left arm fast bowler, and Harshal Patel.
So that is Harshdeep. Right now he's leading the race. By the way, that's interesting. Deepak Chahal we are talking about played a club game yesterday.
He did?
But Deepak Chahal and Harshal Patel could be vying for one slot. Maybe I would say Bhuvneshwar, Harshal Patel and Deepak Chahal would be vying for 2 slots. You can't somehow have all 3 of them.
No way you're not.
So you can't have all 3 of them.
Though I would want him, but now what we're getting to hear is that selectors are looking beyond him in T20 for whatever reason. I don't know.
Either your selectors are myopic, like they've always been before every World Cup. If
but
they
it's
make
such a good thing that we've got so many pacers to talk of.
Yeah. That I agree. We are not even talking of Shardul Thakurs of the
Avesh
world.
Khan.
Prasidh Krishna, Avesh Khan. There's so many.
Prasidh Krishna is not part of the T20s.
I know, but I'm just saying there are so many options.
Yes. Shardul would be a dark horse, mind you.
Yeah.
He's somebody who can bat.
And Deepak Chahar, if again. Jack Nagdev from the US of A wants to know, do you feel this management is also experimenting too much like Virat Kohli and Shastri? There is no clarity of thought, selection has to stop at some point. But we mentioned this earlier also.
I don't think they're experimenting. I think it's the players who are wanting breaks and the selectors are giving them the breaks. By experimentation, you mean that if there are 5 games in a series, you have 5 different teams playing. I don't think this management is doing the same.
No, but what I think he's saying that maybe during Virat time also, not everything, but you would have 1 or 2 changes all the time, which this management is also doing.
I don't think that they are. No, I think every game they try to play the best 11. It's just that the players are asking for breaks. Let's say if Virat is not going to the West Indies, I would still feel that India would play their best 10 players plus 1 in the first T20 and maybe in the second and the third as well. There could be a few changes where they want to see a player. If they were chopping and changing, they would have played Deepak Hooda in the ODIs also. Why did they not play him?
So why doesn't this management...
No, because they were sure of going in with Virat and Surya.
I like Deepak Hooda.
I would definitely take him to Australia, yeah.
Oh yes, man in
What Rishabh Pant and
Man in
Hardik
form.
Pandya and Surya Kumar Yadav have shown you, Deepak Hooda can do the same. So actually these three, the so-called middle order, they've shown you a path. If you're willing to close your eyes, if you're wanting to close your eyes and not look at that path, that's your problem. And I still feel that we are myopic. We think very short term.
Yeah, I was going to take that comment
Yes,
since
I'll
he's
take that
dissing
comment.
us and praising Sweta ma'am.
So I'll have to read it.
I'll read it for you. No? Why you want
Please,
your praise? So Rakesh Bhushan is saying very few female sports journalists are as knowledgeable as Sweta ma'am. She's a clear winner in this league. Hope she is not diplomatic in answering as Nikhil and Vikrant. That's what I wanted to do.
If okay, Nikhil is another story, but if Vikrant is not diplomatic, you will get memes and snippets every day which you can use to troll him.
And 4 months
better-
from now.
Yeah.
And troll me 4 months from now.
It's better for Vikrant to be diplomatic. For us, it's better that Vikrant is always diplomatic in answering.
Otherwise, we'll be featured in those.
Yes,
Memes.
because this is a 3-shot. Nobody will crop him out.
Okay, Manya fact says talk about Rishabh Pant. What do you make of Rishabh?
Oh, Rishabh Pant. The first time I met Rishabh Pant, Vikrant knows that story. I was actually meeting Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and I thought there's a very familiar voice sitting here, and I never spoke.
Many years ago.
Many years ago.
Had he played India that time?
He had just made it.
I think he had,
just
yes.
one match, and I was speaking to Dhoni. We were sitting for at least an hour there, and I did not know that the person sitting next to him was Rishabh Pant. So when the boy gets up and goes, so I asked Mahi, "ये कौन था?" And he said, "Rishabh." I said,
They're not one game, but थोड़े और he had
I
played.
think he had played
Yeah.
a series.
So
But you can pardon me because that was the time of MS Dhoni and to notice.
And news
no, that was
keeping
also
you
the
busy.
time of general elections.
That's what I said.
Yeah, yes.
News must
She
have
was very busy.
Yes. And that was up now from Rishabh Pant, who I did not notice, to fantastic.
Yeah.
Is now
He's a
I love
phenomenal
to watch
player.
him, and I agree with
Phenomenal.
when Vikrant tweeted the last time that
He is
probably-
yes.
probably he's given all the answers.
Well, he's like Sidhu Moosewala. People hate him a lot.
But
I mean, Moosewala.
hated Moosewala.
I mean, Moosewala wrote that song, no?
Let him speak.
He wrote that
this will
song.
go
He'll be
meme.
cropped
Hate
down.
milegi. Hate
We
milegi.
are not talking on this. She's
Crop
saying
it
this
out.
will be the.
No, what I'm
Bigger
saying
than
is,
they go
no, what I'm
ahead.
saying is that
I love his songs. Huh.
no, I love him as well. The point that I was trying to make was maybe it got lost in translation. Was
He's like
the
Sidhu
fact
Moosewala.
the song that Sidhu Moosewala wrote, where he said कि जिंदगी में famous होगे तो hate मिलेगी.
Oh.
So I said maybe he's following that pattern.
Hey, I like the way the Indian team is coming up now. The new boys.
Next gen.
Yes, the next gen. Finally the next gen. Virat was also the next gen at a point of time.
Yeah, but the
When
one
we were
after
covering
it.
Cricket, when we had matured as sports journalists and we
Yeah.
were covering cricket, so Virat was the next gen. But
Correct.
this new next generation is amazing.
By the way, Sweta, let me congratulate you and Nikhil. You've crossed 2,000 live watching audience. You were, I think, 2,200, which is the highest ever, I think.
Okay.
And thanks to you, 6:30 every day.
Went up to 2120.
Yeah, it was 2200, and again it's going up.
Yeah.
It's
No,
going up.
we used to touch those numbers when we used to do with phone, you remember? We used to keep going on for 1 hour and people would just keep coming. But not in the
The
studio.
sports today is also.
There's a question.
There is, did you observe that Umran's pace had gone down against Ireland in England? He was bowling at 140-46. If he doesn't bowl at 150-57, that X factor is gone.
Sahil Verma.
I think he was a bit apprehensive about the fact that he could leak runs, and that is why I am saying that do not initiate him into the T20s. Let him be raw, let him bowl fast, let him be quick, and give him the red cherry rather than the white ball.
Chiranjeev, the Pakistan question we already discussed. Pakistan's win we discussed at the start of the show.
Amazing
Today they won.
victory, ji.
Amazing win.
Fairy tale.
We've discussed in detail who should be India's number 6 batsman in test matches for the long term as match winner. I consider Virat at 4 and Rishabh at 5. So who should be number 6?
I think Pujara is still your number 3. And ideally, I would want somebody like Surya Kumar Yadav being in the test side.
That means Shreyas Iyer
Shubman
missing
Gill
out.
somehow hasn't done justice.
Yeah.
And if
Pujara, you would go with Pujara.
because he scored runs in the only test
Pujara
match.
3, he wants to know the number 6.
So that's what I'm saying.
yes,
So one batsman left. If you've got Rahul and Rohit as your openers, someday perhaps Shubman Gill might replace Pujara.
Yeah.
4 Virat. If he's saying 5 Rishabh, then 6 will be Surya Kumar. Should be Surya Kumar Yadav.
Yeah.
He's got that class.
That promise.
Wherein he fits into every format.
Yeah.
And I think he's got that confidence as well. But who was your Vihari was the
Yeah. No, Shreyas was there. Vihari was back
man in
3.
England.
But I'm saying at one point you also had
Vihari was opening.
No, Vihari. Yeah, but I'm saying at one point
Yes.
before that series, Vihari was 3. Shreyas was your number 5, 6. So Shreyas then goes out.
No,
Basically,
but it depends
from
on
the
where
scheme
you
of
play.
things. India. No,
If
but
India-
you cannot do this. You cannot do this. Malai, one gets Malai in India and the other has to face England. That won't happen. Jack Nagdev is on a roll from the USFA. He says Sky should be promoted. Promoted where? As in promoted more. India should have
talking
another
T20
all-round
World Cup.
T20 World Cup. No, Sky will play. Promoted as in number 3.
Well,
Because
Virat
he'll
is
bat
your
at
number
4.
3.
He'll bat at 4.
Yeah.
So promoted would only make 3.
Virat is your number 3 right now.
And another all-rounder
Like Chahar. No, Chahar, as we just reported, he started playing some sort of cricket. But the other all-rounder, Shardul, is an option. And by the way, you have the best all-rounder right now in Hardik Pandya after Ben Stokes' retirement
Jadeja.
and Jadeja. But best white ball all-rounder now is
To think that
Hardik
think that
Pandya.
one Irfan,
The man.
Gary Sobers.
And Harshal Patel also is an all-rounder.
He's a decent batsman.
Irfan Pathan those days was compared to Sir Gary Sobers initially when he just burst
He
onto the
didn't
scene.
compare himself though.
No, nobody does. Nobody does. But there are references. There are always references.
Yes, like Hardik was compared
Are
to
we going
Kapil Dev.
endless till we join?
No, there was one
We
more
are,
which
we are
is missed.
timeless. We are a timeless machine.
No, we are last 5 minutes.
Last one.
Let's decide.
Because we've got to go to another
Another-
dukan.
Studio?
82.
82.
80 by T. Every day 7 o'clock. We have a show
80.
there.
We've got another question.
Mahesh M, no doubt about Virat's class, but considering the fact that he's having very limited shots, I don't see him playing anywhere near to the 140 strike rate. According to me, he won't fit in the T20 World Cup squad. Let's all of us answer that.
You ask me,
Yes.
last year after the World Cup in Dubai, when Virat had quit captaincy, I did say, and I got trolled for that, that if he is not the captain, then Virat will find it difficult to be in the 11. Because I thought then that India may want to change the way that they look at T20s. I don't think India did. Maybe now they are saying that we want to change T20 with the same clothes. I don't know if they can. Virat, having come this far, will go to Australia for the World Cup. If you didn't have to take him to the World Cup, you should have changed the team last year. But now it's too late, because what happens is that if you've got a player with the kind of pedigree and the stature that Virat has, and if he's not happy, or if he thinks that justice is not being done to him, then there are 4 more players who will sulk with him, and you would never want an unpleasant situation in the dressing room.
India is a country not just of statistics but also of emotions. So any decision that we take with cricket, and definitely I agree with the pedigree part, Vikrant. When we speak about Virat Kohli, I think even in his own mind, there has been a problem, either a problem or an inherent characteristic of Indian cricket, that decisions are not solely taken on statistics, either by the players or by the selection committee, and players rarely know when to go. So Virat, I think, still feels, and I also agree with that he still has a lot of cricket left.
Only if
in
he
all
feels,
formats.
yes, and only if he feels,
He has
okay,
convinced
let me skip T20 World Cup.
exactly.
Will the selectors take that decision? Otherwise, if Virat wants to go to Australia, he will go to Australia eventually.
So he's highlighted a question for me, Sweta.
Yes,
your
please.
top 4 semi-final picks for
T20 World Cup, as of now.
See, there are two ways of looking at it. I will always look for countries which India can easily beat.
To reach
So
the
I will
sense.
say one is India and three I'll take those names. But okay, good cricket. Then New Zealand. Apart from India, India is the number one.
Yeah, so 3 you have to
Zealand.
pick.
So New Zealand is not in our group. Okay, fine.
Pakistan.
Pakistan is in our group.
Yeah.
So it can be India and Pakistan. South Africa is the third team in our group, which is actually a very dangerous team.
Oh, they just beat
But
England
I'll
yesterday.
still not bet on South Africa. I'll still say
They somehow choke
India, Pakistan,
in the ICC tournament.
New Zealand and West
Australia?
Indies. Is the other?
Australia?
I would bet on.
They are the defending
Defending
champions.
champions. Yeah,
England?
but she's
England?
I
she's
just
right.
have to randomly pick somebody.
no,
England
she's
I
right.
did not pick. It is your country, not mine.
True.
Huh?
That's the line of the show.
Old Blighty, the land of Old Blighty. I think if you ask me, I would go in with
Because
India.
when you were not here, na, me and Sweta were discussing that he couldn't go to any exotic country. Why does he have to go to a place which is 40 degree, where people, the airport is like a bus stop?
When I was there, it
Your
wasn't
country,
40.
It's your country.
I have not seen history, and I regret. I wish I was there yesterday.
Vikrant, you see-
I would have lived my life
You see that
saying.
history every single year on year.
No, I was there. It was the typical
So
English.
Vikrant
weather.
was the only person from the entire team, and I think the only person in this world who went to a new country which was called New Caledonia.
The first Indian passport holder.
Yeah, to land in New Caledonia.
And since then, he only goes to England.
And if you ask me to point it out on the map, I would probably
Yeah, it's
always go wrong. But
Saranj,
so at that time, I thought that Vikrant perhaps wants to explore new things, but no. The only thing he wants to do is go to England.
You mellow down with age. You mellow down with age.
you
know,
mellow down with age and go to the busiest part of the world.
No, you
Then you
want
should
to
be
do.
going to quiet.
You want to do the
surroundings.
same things again and again. Wake up, sleep, repeat.
RJ says,
Next year, by the way, if I have the money, I would want to go back to England.
and play club cricket.
I already have a
Twickenham.
contract.
Twickenham.
I already have a contract. Now the only thing is, do I take the contract or does Ishan take the contract? Because only one overseas
Gupta is
player
allowed.
is, only one overseas player is allowed.
You decide, it will be Vikrant or Ishan.
Twickenham.
Virat is an all-time greatest T20I player, and if he doesn't fit into the T20I, how is his career strike rate is 138, average of 50, better than, actually RJ has a point. I was just saying his numbers, and because people say that if there's one format he needs to give up, it's T20. His T20 numbers are phenomenal. Phenomenal. Even strike rate is
No, but we've agreed on this.
yeah.
We've not questioned Virat Kohli.
No, we're not. You know, there were other in other platforms, because every day we discuss with multiple experts. So there were some suggestions that one more Saransh, you have some Indian rupees have come.
He didn't send a question. Only he
Oh, he didn't send the question.
He forgot.
Mangu Sridhar has just sent his love. Shagun.
You know, when Vinod Kambli played his last test match, his average was 54. It was in fact more than 54. And at that stage, Tendulkar also did not have a career average of 54 in test matches. After Sir Don Bradman, I think Wally Hammond and one or two more players had
60.
averages better than Vinod Kambli. He never played test cricket again. So there are times, and I feel stats are like a bikini. Do they hide? Do they show? I don't know. But the fact is, at times, you've got to go beyond the numbers. You've got to go beyond the numbers.
Okay, I think we're done.
Oh, somebody's
Time.
putting me into the dustbin also, yeah.
That's okay. That's
अरे भाई, show me. ठीक है यार, I like it. So what, yeah?
Scroll up quickly.
It's okay.
A lot of angry faces.
It's okay. Throw Vikrant in the dustbin. Now time has come to take retirement. Otherwise, AajTak throw you in the dustbin because you become Buddha. Every time against Virat, why? Is he not Indian? No, it's
Let me
fine.
answer this. Vikrant was also see there are some people who are anti-establishment always. Vikrant
true.
got the
Jen.
same trolling from the Dhoni fans.
Yes.
Because Vikrant always had a thing or two to say about him.
The point is,
I'm surprised
all
that
these years,
the Virat fans
Now
are-
he's the biggest Dhoni fan.
no, all these years, on AajTak and wherever, we've done shows on Virat.
Oh, this is a
and
difficult
I
question.
still feel Virat has a lot to do in the ODIs and the test matches. Why would he want to prolong his misery? T20s is only magnifying his problem. That's it.
Nikhil, Vikrant sir and Sweta.
Last question.
Nikhil, you're not sir. Okay.
Last question.
Austin Kuna. Tell
Austin
me each of
Kuna.
your top 5 Indian batters in Indian history in orders. This is
But you'll have to pick a format, na?
yeah.
Let's take Test cricket. Just decide for Test cricket.
Okay.
Test cricket. Pick your five.
You pick. You start.
Oh, you want me to start?
Your name comes first.
Sunny Gavaskar. Test cricket only. Virender Sehwag. Rahul
Rahul
Dravid. Sachin Tendulkar.
And Virat Kohli.
And yeah, Virat Kohli.
Five.
Done.
Even though Lakshman would be unlucky to miss out,
Yes.
but Virat is unfinished business in test matches.
Yeah.
If Virat gets to 10,000 runs or probably 12,000 runs, he's got to be in your top.
I would replace Virat with Lakshman.
Yeah, it's a close
Nice.
call,
Yeah.
but that's a fair call. We missed some very good batsmen like
Very good
Azhar and Vengsarkars of the world. Yeah.
Gundappa Vishwanath.
Gundappa
before him.
Vishwanath, absolutely.
Mohindra Manath at one stage. So
So this
it's
is
an
a very-
ongoing process.
You can never. Indian cricket history is so rich that you can't
Yeah.
actually pick 5.
Yeah.
Wait.
Agreed. Agreed. So we just pick for Test cricket. है ना?
Shubham is saying Sweta is the best news anchor in India, period.
Shubham, you're the best, and I'm very happy to come on
Sports Today.
And by the way, you're touching 2,400 people who watching you live, concurrent viewers.
Wow. It's
This
all
is
because of
historic.
Sweta.
Just like London was yesterday, 40.3.
Okay, we completely run out of time. We would have loved to have continued and taken more questions, but we have another place to go, and so we'll. Yeah, achha, you want to
No. Shame on me, somebody.
Why do you look at the bad
He only
comments,
wants to look
Vikrant?
at
Why do
Be positive. Look at it. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already. Press the bell icon, then you know all the latest videos that will come your way. We'll see you again tomorrow. The West Indies series is coming up, so tomorrow we will review that. My absolute pleasure to be sitting with Vikrant and Sweta. Thank you so
8
much for
o'clock
joining us.
on Sports Talk.
8 o'clock on Sports Talk and 7:30 on AajTak.
AajTak is 7:20. It's 7:20, so 7:23 we should be there.
Okay, 7:23 on AajTak. You'll see us in a different avatar,
Yeah.
little more crass
Yeah.
than what you see us here. Little more raw.
Depending on the subject that we have there.
That too you will decide. Final super chat.
Like
Don't miss.
Amitabh
Last
Bachchan in
one.
his form would do 4 movies in a day.
What is the subject on?
I don't know. We go
Sports
there.
Talk?
Sports Talk is
Baketi.
this thing only. Yeah.
Final comment I'll take from Amazing Nandi. He says, when Virat used to score centuries, we thought bowlers of this era are not the same caliber of Sachin's. Now we realize it was Virat on some other level only. Which is true. No,
The
his
way
era
he's played
bowlers-
his cricket, nobody can match him. Period.
Okay, Ji. Thank you and Vanakkam. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.